What happens when your manuscript enters the peer review process? You're going to find out right now. Hey everybody, I'm Leigh Hall from teachingacademia.com, and I'm all about giving you the tools you need to navigate academia and to make your best impact. Today, we're talking about what happens when your manuscript first enters the peer review process. What's going on with it? What's happening behind the scenes? I'm going to tell you right now. So first of all, someone's going to read your manuscript. They may not read it super thoroughly. They may give it a sort of a cursory glance, like skim it, okay? And that might be an editor or an editorial assistant. And they're reading it to make sure that it is an appropriate fit for the journal, okay? So this is the stage of the game where your manuscript could get kicked back to you without being sent out for review. And there's some very good reasons why this can happen. So first of all, it might happen if your research doesn't align with what the journal publishes. So for example, you do research on dogs, your research papers on dogs, the journal only publishes research on cats. It doesn't matter that you might have the best paper ever, the best research ever on dogs, it doesn't fit with that journal. So it's not necessarily a comment about how good your research is or how well written the paper is when it gets sent back to you if it doesn't align with what they publish, all right? So that makes sense right there. So the other thing is that it may not align with the vision of the editor. So you might be publishing about dogs, and that might be a journal that publishes research about dogs, but maybe they want to publish research about, in that particular editorial team, each editorial team will have a vision statement, and you should look at that vision statement. It'll be in the front of any journal. It should be on the journal's website. It should be easy to find. It'll just usually be a couple of paragraphs. And so if in this example you publish research on dogs, and this is a journal that publishes research on dogs, but maybe what they want to do is only publish research that looks at how technology improves the lives of animals. And your paper doesn't cover that, okay? Then they're probably not going to publish it. They're probably going to kick it back to you. Again, doesn't have anything to do with the quality of your research or the quality of your writing, but it may not fit the vision that the editors have for the journal. All right, and then finally, it can be that your topic is aligned with what they're publishing, but it could be that they look at your paper and they realize this is really not well done research, or it's not well written, and it's not ready for review, and they may just go ahead and send it back to you anyways, okay? So keep that in mind. When you get a letter that rejects it before it even goes out to be peer reviewed, they will normally tell you why it's being rejected. All right. So it's important to keep in mind that even when your manuscript goes out for peer review, which is going to happen most of the time, that it's not a guarantee that it's going to move up through that pipeline and end up being published, okay? So your manuscript may end up getting rejected, all right? It doesn't necessarily mean that your research was well done. It doesn't mean that your paper was well done, okay? You might have really great quality research, but it just might not be written well enough that it's going to end up getting, moving through that publication pipeline. It might get rejected. So just know that you want to get over this first hurdle where someone reads it and says, yes, this is worthy of peer review. That's the first hurdle that you pass. But then the next hurdle is, what do the reviewers think of your work? And just because your work gets sent to peer reviewers doesn't guarantee that it's going to continue to move on up through that pipeline towards publication. All right, so if you like this video and you want more, click right here, and I will see you over in the next one.